Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a basic drum beat using Noteflight. So the first thing that we're going to do is create a new score. So I'm going to hit create. Whoops. Yep, I'm just going to leave here. I'm going to create a new score. Again, start from a blank score sheet. Now the first thing we're going to do is get our drum kit into the score. So I'm going to click here on parts and I'm going to add a part. Now unpitched percussion, I'm going to choose drums standard. Here we go. Now I'm also just going to delete the piano just to make things a little bit neater. Now the first thing that I'm going to do, and this is a very, very important step, I'll just close this so we've got more room, is I'm going to click on this menu, scroll down to voice and select upper voice. Now there are several ways of notating drums. Personally, I prefer to have cymbals, stems up, so hi-hats and cymbals, stems up, and kick drum and snare drum stems down. Some percussion and drum teachers may have a different opinion as to what they prefer. This is just my personal preference, and this is the way I'm going to show you how to work. So the first thing is we are going to create hi-hats on every 8th note. We're just making a basic rock drum beat here. So I'm going to just, using my mouse, I'm going to hover over and I'm going to input this note here that is resting on the top of the stave. It would be a G if we were in a treble clef. This note here resting on the top of the stave. Remember that it defaults to a crotchet or a quarter note or a tar, whichever you want to call it, but we want to make it an 8th note, a quaver. Now here's a great shortcut. Rather than just inputting the same note over and over again, I'm going to press R, which is repeat. And I'm just going to repeat 8th notes for the entire bar. So there I have 8th note hi-hats going throughout the entire bar. I'm now going to click on the lower voice here and I'm going to type F. F is my kick drum. Now I'm going to go across so I get to the next beat, the next crotchet beat. I'm going to press C. But I don't want that C. I want this C because that is a snare drum. Okay, so I just used my arrow then to bump that note up. So I'm going to go F for kick drum, and it inputted it there up on a cymbal. I don't want that, so I wanted an octave lower. I'm going to hold down Command and push down, but it's given it that annoying note head, which I don't want. I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, and it's done it again, sorry. Let me just click it in now. Here we go. F and then across, and I'm just going to click this note in. Here we go. This is our basic drum beat. Before I play this basic beat, I'm going to click inside the bar to highlight the whole bar, and I'm just going to repeat the entire bar 3 times. So now we've got 4 bars of the basic drum beat. Here it is. We don't need to hear the whole thing, do we? Whoops, sorry, stop. There we go. Again, I should remind you, always give your song a title, drum beat, and make sure you save it regularly. Again, it's always a good idea to add a composer as well. What I would like you to do after you've made the basic drum beat is I want you to start modifying some of the hi-hats and kick drums to make your beat a little bit more interesting, but without losing the fundamental kind of basic underlying pattern. So instead of having my hi-hats as 8th notes, continuous 8th notes, I might make it ticka ticka t t t t ticka ticka. Have my pattern as that. So to do that, I'm going to select my first one, change it to a 16th note, and remember R for repeat. So I've got ticka ticka across t t t t ticka ticka. Whoops, I'm just going to go back here and change that to 16th note and R. There we go. Ticka ticka t t t t ticka ticka. Now I might want my kick drum to be boom 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 boom. My kick and snare pattern to be that kind of rhythm. So I'm going to change the kick drum to 8th notes. Now, if that happens, see, I hit repeat then, and it did this annoying thing where they're not grouped anymore. If that happens, just go FF, type the note twice, and it should fix it. There are some weird quirks with Noteflight that happen occasionally. So I'm going to go kick, kick, snare, kick, snare. And I like that as a pattern, so I'm just going to click inside the bar and I'm going to repeat that entire bar. That's going to be my pattern now. And there is my basic drum beat with a few added embellishments. Remember, keep saving your work regularly, and good luck.